Boys and girls of every age, wouldn't you like to see something strange? Come with us and you will see this our town of Halloween.
Oh my goth. The Nightmare Before Christmas.
No, unacceptable.
The Nightmare Before Holidays. You don't understand. After rediscovering this film from playing the Disney crossover game Kingdom Hearts, I was hooked on this stuff back in 2002, renting the 2-disc special edition from Hollywood Video like 3 times. No idea why we didn't just buy it. Me and my little sister Emily were that type of Hot Topic goth trash, getting whatever merch we could find from Hot Topic. Like she had a garage band in middle school and dreamed of having a tour bus decorated with images of Gurr from Invader Zim. It truly was a horrible time to be alive. We frickin' loved this film and thought Tim Burton could do no wrong. And then we saw Corpse Bride and it was okay. Nothing could match up to Nightmare's level for us. It was just one movie. There was never a sequel. Or was there?
There really isn't.
Or was there?
No.
I don't believe we've met. I'm Jack. Jack Skellington. You're not from Halloween Town, are you?
Around that time, video games were getting used to 3D graphics, getting more real, more cinematic, and suddenly classic films were being made into video games. Jaws, Godfather, The Great Escape, Warriors, Reservoir Dogs, Dirty Dancing. Some of them even tried being sequels, expanding the story, like what if Tony Montana survived the mansion raid? What if there was a Ghostbusters 3? What if there was Tron 2? What if we saw The Incredibles defeat the Underminer? And what if there was The Nightmare Before Christmas 2, Oogie's Revenge on PlayStation 2 and Xbox, first released 2004. Goth me up and throw away the key.
Oh wait, so the sequel's a video game?
Yeah.
Who has to go to the bathroom?
Oh, I do.
Allow me to apologize. I know a lot of people like this game, but I hate it. I'll tell you why after story time. It's been 1 year after the events of the film. Mankind struggles to rebuild. It's another Halloween, and Jack is still done with this corporate holiday bullshit and wants to spice things up. Did he not learn his lesson in the film? At the same time, the villain Oogie Boogie has been revived. Somehow, who knows? Oogie is unleashing monsters to terrorize the town, and Jack must jack them up if you catch my Tokyo drift.
We set up booby traps all over the place, but then hordes of ghosts and skeletons appeared out of nowhere, attacking everyone.
A little weird that Halloween Town is populated by monsters, yet they consider ghosts and skeletons evil. Pretty fucking racist there, buddy. But they're still cool with Jack Skellington. Jack's just the one skeleton friend the town uses to justify their racist skeleton jokes.
Hey, Mr. Bones. Yes, Miss Jones? How much does a truck full of bones weigh? I don't know. A skeleton.
No, permission not granted.
I'm not racist. My friend's a skeleton. I'm not a serial killer. My friend's alive. So, what do you do in this game? It's a small open world adventure. You're given Halloween Town to explore, to fight monsters. The more skills you earn, the more restricted areas you can enter. Kinda like Zelda, but often the comparison is drawn to the Devil May Cry games, what with the fixed camera angles while you walk around fighting monsters.
Oh, Robert.
Devil May Cry was not a game I ever got into. I mean, there's like 4 or 5 games. It's ridiculous. Like, did he cry or not? Just do it. An appropriate comparison when Oogie's Revenge and Devil May Cry are both made by Capcom, but it's like comparing a Ferrari to a baby mac and cheese car. What I'm saying is this game is a baby game. It sucks. Let me show you the combat. Through the entire game, Jack's given this sticky hand toy, the Soul Robber.
Amazing.
It's a green tentacle that whips people. All you do, you hit 1 or 2 buttons, either whip monsters or lasso them. That's as deep as the combat gets.
Toe robber. Toe robber. Toll robber! Toll robber! Toll robber!
By doing this again and again, I have received multiple S rankings.
Combo!
That is, if you do hit them, your reach is very short by default. You have to charge up your attacks for the reach to be worth a damn. And with the camera angle locked in place, things get confusing.
Toll robber!
Like with classic Resident Evil, you have no camera control. It's just pixels and 480p static. My big-ass TV is of no help here. Why can't I move the camera around? It's 3D. Maybe this game would be more playable if Jack wasn't wearing a black suit in dark environments, but what can you do? It does a horrible job following you around, and in boss battles like the spider boss, a boss where you have to see the spider to anticipate its attacks and patterns, is hidden away from the camera you can't control.
How can you say that you will be okay and come back another day?
That wasn't very nice.
Don't give up, Jack!
There are times where I thought for sure I was aiming directly at these guys. Combat is just sloppy. The reach of the Soul Reaver is so inconsistent, I can surmise the combat with a single clip from Futurama.
There's someone I'd like you to meet. His name is Depth Perception.
Why, you little...
Toll robber!
The combat, when it functions, is repetitive. Constantly, you just hear Jack screaming, "Soul Robber! Soul Robber! Soul Robber!" Look at this battle. Am I killing this enemy or am I just stunning them? I don't know. It just goes on and on. Oh, finally. Oh, God damn it.
Toll robber! Toll robber! Toll robber! Toll robber! Toll robber!
Oh, by the way, I hope you like the song This Is Halloween, because every time you encounter a battle, This Is Halloween plays. Again and again, every non-boss battle, This Is Halloween is played.
Toll robber!
You know, this is like the Halloween episode of Married with Children, where they had to repeatedly play the YMCA song because they had no other music.
And now the village people will be proud to take your requests.
Anything but YMCA.
I heard YMCA! Hit it, villager!
But fear not, there's other songs during boss battles. Songs recycled from the film with new lyrics added over. In these boss fights, you whack an enemy until music notes come out, collect enough music notes, and you do a rhythm section, which will do extra damage to the boss.
3, 2, 1, let's dance!
Boy, I sure love how the sound effects drown out the music you have to listen to. For the voice cast, they got several of the actors back, but not Jack's singing voice. Still, Chris Sarandon fills in well for Danny Elfman. The cast overall does great, except for Kath Soucie filling in as Sally. Don't get me wrong, her singing's wonderful, but her normal voice is too recognizable as other characters. I just hear Phil and Lil from the Rugrats.
You have to rescue Dr. Finkelstein. This key opens the gate to his manor.
It's a real letdown that this sequel to the film recycles so much and offers only one new song between Jack and Dr. Finkelstein. But looking at movies today, a sequel recycling everything is totally normal, so this game is actually ahead of its time.
This town has changed, my boy, since you've been away. Without a pumpkin king, it's Boogie Boogie's way.
Doctor, please! Oh, can't you see you're wrong?
You were the king, but now you're nothing but prey.
But you know what a sequel to Nightmare Before Christmas should have? Think, we've only seen Halloween and Christmas Town. There's other doors, Easter, Thanksgiving, New Year's, Valentine's, so much we haven't seen in the movie. And does this game let you travel to those other holidays? No. You're stuck in Halloween and Christmas Town. Maybe it was for the best. Tim Burton wasn't involved with this game. Had we entered those unseen worlds, the art style probably would be drastically different and clash with everything we're familiar with. Besides, who wants to go into Thanksgiving Town? What's in there? Blankets with smallpox? Hell no. No, I'm not going in there. Let's just stick to what we know. This game is on point with the style. There's so many recurring characters and environments that look exactly as you remember. So much care went into this. You could even go up to Jack's home and look at all the stuff you collected, see your stats, cutscenes, and whatever. I love when a game based on a cartoon allows you to walk around the home of the character. It's fun just to explore a location we've seen so many times on TV and
Who the fuck is this?
Why, it's Halloween Town resident Mr. Hyde.
Does it still have a foot?
Let me see, let me look. Is it rotted and covered with gunk?
Here's a cool piece of animation. Watch how you save your game. Around town, Mr. Hyde lurks in the area, and you save by talking to him.
When Oogie's monsters approach, I have to run away. Sometimes you may not be able to find me, but I'll always be back. Don't forget.
Save it now, or risk doing it again.
I hope you like that piece of animation because you'll have to watch it over and over again every single time to save your game.
Save it now, or risk doing it again.
So if you just saved your game, did something difficult, and want to have some insurance, you gotta see the same animation again. There is no skipping. I hit every button. You can't skip. If you hit the start button midway through the conversation, it cancels out the conversation, and you have to talk to this guy again. They were so proud of this animation that they force you to watch it again and again.
Save it now, or risk doing it again.
Answer me, why am I able to skip cutscenes important to the story, but if I want to skip this guy talking to me, I just can't? If you beat the chapter, you have the option to save from a menu without that guy's help, but it's not automatic, so you could easily pass by this menu trying to skip all this dialogue to get back into the game. If I complete a chapter, the saving should be automatic. Here, if you beat a boss, complete a chapter, and die from some minor enemies, you gotta go back and beat the boss again. This is what I hate about the pre-HD era. Games today, you have the flashing icon telling you, if you see this flashing banana, it means your game is saving. But in the PS2 era, you always had to save the game yourself and get this message of, are you sure you want to overwrite your own file? You sure you don't just want to make 10 million separate save files? Like, no, just save the game, save the cheerleader, save the game. Remember that show? Way to fuck up save states, video game.
This year's Halloween was the most horrible yet! Thank you, everyone!
Happy Halloween! From the First Kids Network. Nickelodeon!
Now stay tuned for Alfred Hitchcock Presents on Nick at Night's Dead Giveaway.
Toll robber! Toll robber! Toll robber!
True story, when I was younger, I wanted to be Jack since I was kind of a fat kid. I wasn't aware of the concept of man boobs at the time, so I thought I was turning into a girl. But anyway, you know what else is monotonous? If you get hit, how do you heal yourself? You think after killing a bunch of enemies or doing a super combo, the game will heal you. Maybe if you smash some objects in the environment, you'll find some health pickups. Nope. There are no health pickups in the game. Well, there are some, but rarely do they show up when you need them to. The only way to heal yourself is if you walk all the way back into town. Go to this fountain, drink from it, and fill up your one empty bottle with healing water, allowing you to heal yourself once during battle. You can buy more bottles, but it's too expensive, and it's not until several hours into the game where you can buy another bottle. And when you do heal yourself in Oogie's Revenge, watch this. Watch how long this pause screen takes to get to. God damn, is this a loading screen for a pause menu? It takes forever. This is the first game I've ever played where I dreaded having a pause. Now, if you die, let's say you die in this spider boss, one life and it's game over. You can continue the game, but it deducts points from the cash you earned, and it just takes you back to the last save point. Oh, and the health potions you used are still empty, so you gotta go back into town and fill them up. Why deduct coins? At least give me something special. Put me right outside the boss's lair or fill me up with health potions. What's the point? It's actually more beneficial to just reset the console and load your last save state. I can deal with learning the boss patterns, dying, and trying again. What I don't want to deal with is being sent back to the checkpoint, having to walk back into town, fill up my health potions, walk all the way back to the spider boss's lair, fight the enemies before the spider boss, and fight the boss again. By doing this, the game isn't challenging, it's time consuming. It only took me 2 tries to beat this boss. I'm not dreading the boss battle, I'm dreading having to walk. Half the game is nothing but walking. Even the trees walk in this game. You're going to be seeing the same environments far too many times, especially when someone tells you to go find stuff for them as a mission.
If I bring you a biscuit, you'll let me pass?
Yes, Igor do for Jack.
Like this Igor wants some biscuits. Give him some biscuits and he'll let you pass because he's blocking my path. The game does such a terrible job explaining things. Here's an area where I have to use fire to burn through a wooden fence. How do I burn it? I don't know. I was just walking around clueless when I randomly tapped a shoulder button. Suddenly I'm a flaming scarecrow. I could never do that before. I recorded my gameplay footage and at no point does it tell me I gained this power to burn things, but they do hint at it. They subtly hint at it.
We're all safe now that our Pumpkin King has returned.
Pumpkin King? Sally, that's it!
What's it?
I am the Pumpkin King, and I can use my pumpkin fire to fight Oogie and his army. Good thinking, Sally.
Like, if you saw that cutscene, you would never guess you gained a new ability. I just assumed you gotta find a torch or whatever. The scarecrow outfit he wore in the movie is apparently called the Pumpkin King costume. I'm supposed to guess Jack saying, "I am the Pumpkin King," means I got a new power. Jack being the Pumpkin King is his title. He calls himself that regardless of costume.
That's right. I am the Pumpkin King!
It's like if a Batman video game said, "I am the Knight." We know that's Batman's title. We're not gonna guess he has a new costume called the Knight. What's so boneheaded about this cutscene is there's a stats screen right after telling you what new items you got, but it doesn't tell you about the new power you just received. This would be the perfect time to tell me that, you stupid idiot. Who made these design choices? Modern day Tim Burton?
Hi, Tim. This is Tim Burton. Another one of our people here. I'm crushing his drawings. Isn't he a gas?
This game feels half done, like really. I love how the coins I collect often get stuck behind walls. I love when I beat a boss, I'm only given 2 seconds to pick up all my bonus points, or I lose them forever. I love how glitchy walking on this pipe is. I love if I fall down, I have to fight the same enemies again before I'm allowed to get back up here.
Treat! Coal robber!
Really great. It's great design, yeah, it's really great. I can surmise the game with a single clip from Futurama.
Why, you little. Why, you little.
Coal robber! Coal robber! Coal robber!
Save it now, or risk ruined again. Save it now, or risk ruined again. Save it now, or risk ruined again.
For the sake of this video, I decided to play the first Devil May Cry game and come to the realization of 2 things. 1, I see the comparison, but Devil May Cry plays a lot smoother and faster. Dante doesn't yell his primary form of attacks every 2 seconds, though the camera's still pretty crappy. And 2, this game clearly came out when The Matrix, Underworld, and Blade were still cool. But wait a minute. Look, health pickups. And could it be? It is! A pause screen that doesn't take 3 hours to load! Yeah, just play Devil May Cry, fuck this game. Recently on a trip to Walgreens, I stumbled on this Oogie plush I bought for the video. It's a foot tall and looks nice, but listen to what the toy sings. That's all it plays, 3 seconds. I guess they didn't want to pay any royalties to any singers or songwriters, but whatever. Before we get to the next nightmare game, does anyone remember the TV show El Juego on channel Mundos? It was an early 2000s review and news show on video games. I recall they showed Tim Burton inspecting footage of the game for approval. All Tim did was stare at the boss battle footage and mumble, "Yeah, that looks good." I can only find one review online of a soccer or football game and no more. Somebody please comment if you remember or have any other clips of El Juego. But on to the next game. The only other standalone Nightmare Before Christmas video game so far released was 2005's The Pumpkin King on Game Boy Advance. It's a simple, open sandbox Metroidvania platformer. Travel non-linear environments and fight monsters. It's decent, but nothing worth going out to find. The presentation, though, is where it shines. It's really got a lot of flair. The cutscenes adapt these stop-motion characters into the second dimension with style. It's even a prequel to the film, showing Jack before he met Oogie and Sally. Your enemies are Oogie's bugs, which are some of the laziest schlubs I've ever seen play villain. Did these guys just wake up? This bug kinda looks like Ickus from Nickelodeon's Ah Real Monsters. You know what they say, time to stickus my dickus and Ickus. Oh no, a butterfly, ooh, a real scary monster, ooh. So I got one issue with the platforming. Look at this high point. You actually jump higher vertically upward running and jumping than you would jumping in place. Jumping while running gets you higher upwards than jumping in place in this game. That doesn't make sense. Who programmed this? Modern day Tim Burton? The Pumpkin King on Game Boy Advance is like a modern day Tim Burton movie. It's got style and barely anything else. So props for capturing his work. Happy day after Halloween, mofos. And remember, if you're writing or doing art on the computer, save it now or risk doing it again.
I'm so embarrassed.
Did that hurt? Oh, boo-hoo!
Rated E10 for ages 10 and up. Santa's getting snagged. The Easter Bunny's getting kidnapped. Evil is stealing away all the holiday leaders and taking over. Now only Jack Skellington has the power to bring them back. Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge, the video game.